The incident at the Second Thomas Shoal sandbank on Saturday prevented the boat from unloading supplies of food, water, and fuel, and was in wanton disregard of the safety of the people on board and in violation of international law, the Philippine military said. The U.S. State Department said China had no lawful claim to the maritime area around Second Thomas Shoal, which is located well within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. An armed attack on Philippine public vessels, aircraft, and armed forces, including its Coast Guard in the South China Sea, would invoke U.S. mutual defense commitments under its military alliance with Manila, it warned. China's Coast Guard said it had taken necessary control measures after 2 supply ships and 2 Coast Guard vessels from the Philippines illegally trespassed into waters around the shoal. It claimed that the Philippine ships had carried illegal building materials. It is the latest in a string of standoffs in the vicinity of Second Thomas Shoal, which the Philippines refers to as Ayungin and China calls Renai Jiao. While Beijing claims the South China Sea almost in its entirety, its assertion clashes with claims and control. Second Thomas Shoal is one of a series of flashpoints where Chinese Coast Guard, maritime surveillance ships, and maritime militia ships have stepped up harassment of vessels from rival claimants over the past 2 years. The Philippine military has a small group of soldiers at the shoal stationed on the BRP Sierra Madre, a Second World War-era former U.S. warship that ran aground on purpose in 1999. In 2016, an arbitration tribunal ruled China's South China Sea claim illegal under the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea. But Beijing has rejected the award and continues to ignore it. The Philippine Coast Guard complained about dangerous maneuvers by a Chinese Coast Guard vessel again in the vicinity of the sandbank. China is crossing the line and will not stop until it forces the Philippines out of Ayungin, Second Thomas Shoal. J. Batong Bakal, director of the University of the Philippines Institute for Maritime Affairs and Law of the Sea, wrote on Twitter, "If it succeeds here, it will then move on to the next target and the next until the Philippines is completely expelled from its own exclusive economic zone. Then it will move against the other countries." Supercarrier crossing the Atlantic Ocean on the U.S. USS Gerald R. Ford, CVN 78. Just look at this magnificent beast, stretching over 1,000 feet long and weighing in at a staggering 100,000 tons. It's not just a ship, it's a floating city, complete with advanced technology and a crew that operates like a well-oiled machine. Fast-paced shots of the crew members engaged in various activities, from flight operations to maintenance, highlighting their dedication and teamwork. Behind the scenes, there's an incredible team of professionals, each with a crucial role in ensuring the smooth functioning of this floating fortress.